All right, so we got Fortnite running on the ROG Ally. I want to see how it performs, but before we do, let's just check out our settings. You can tell we are at 1920 by 1080, full resolution, frame rate limit. We'll just take that off. We don't need a frame rate limit. And we can see our quality preset is on medium. Actually, let's take it down to low and let's just see what's the highest we can get at 1080p. So there, it's set to low. This test is plugged in at turbo mode, which is 30 watts, which is higher than you can get when you unplug it. The highest you can get when unplugged is at 25 watts in turbo mode. And we'll pull up our real-time monitor so that we can see what we're at. You can tell the battery is fully charged, so that's not adding any temperature. There in the bus, we're getting 70s, and let's just jump. And we'll head, I wanna head somewhere where people aren't. But I know I've watched people play Fortnite, and I know usually when you're falling, you get pretty low FPS when you're going down. There it just dipped to 33, so yeah, I guess we are getting kinda low FPS. But that makes sense. We're loading in a bunch of stuff. I kind of think the FPS doesn't matter so much while you're falling. It's not that big of a deal. And you can see the APU wattage, we're pulling a full 29 watts. So we are using that turbo mode, the plugged in turbo mode. And this looks good. Okay, now we're here. Now let's just see how we're doing. You can tell FPS 106, 86, 76. There, it looks like it stabilized a little bit more in the low 80s to high 70s. That's good. Okay, I don't know what that is. So that's good. I'm happy with 80s to 90. Again, this is at 1080p, low, everything low setting. So 80s to 90s, ooh, with some weird hiccups. It could just be shader caches though, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Okay, and let's see what it gets like. It doesn't look fantastic on low, but it looks, it looks okay. But let's see if we can get any better quality. Let's bump it up to medium. Or actually, let's see what it auto sets it to. I'm curious. It auto sets it to high at 1080p and it puts an FPS lock on, but I'm gonna take that off. So, okay, now we're defaulted to high with some on medium. There you can see the settings and still at 1080p. So we'll save those. And hopefully this is just the load in because we were getting 30. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it is bad. Oh man, I don't know how well that's coming across on camera, but it is glitching. So they might say that they want you to run it on high on this, but on high I'm getting, well, okay, so it says it's getting 40 to 50 FPS, but there are dramatic glitches. Like the frame timing is terrible. I don't know how well that's coming across, but it doesn't feel smooth at all. There was in the 30s for a second. So, okay, I wouldn't, if I was you, I definitely would not play like this. I'm gonna go back in. Maybe all low is kind of our best bet, but I'm gonna drop it down to medium, again at 1080p, and let's just see what we get on medium. Okay, this is dropped to medium now. Oh, that immediately feels better. Now we're getting 50, mid 50s, low 60s, but those lows seem to be taken out on medium. So I bet if you tinkered with the settings, you could drop whatever the thing was that was really causing a lot of stutter. I bet you could fix that. I'll put that where it's easier to see. So there we go. Now we're getting 60s, even into the 70s a little bit. Fantastic. All right, now we'll drop the resolution down to 720p. Oh, I got somebody. Now let's try lowering the resolution because full screen, 720p, and we'll leave it on medium just to see what dropping it to 720p does. Okay, 720p is definitely less sharp. And let things load for a second. We're settling in. It looks like the 60s. There it's at 70. I got him. Wow, that was pure luck. Oh shit. How do I pick up a gun? There we go. Okay, so there it went into the 50s. So I would say dropping it to 720p didn't really seem like it really increased our frame rate that much. Oh, I can't hit anything. So I would say probably leave it at 1080 because it did look quite a bit sharper at 1080. Let me go get to a safe spot and then we'll mess with the settings a little bit more. I would say I'm happy at 60 FPS is kind of my goal. So full screen, yeah, I'm surprised that dropping it to 720p didn't do anything, or didn't do hardly anything. So I would leave it at 1080p medium. So this is 1080p medium now. Then let's see what we're averaging. Yeah, look at that, still 60 to 70, like very, very little difference in FPS. So I would say if you're playing on this, 1080p medium is your best bet. You're gonna get a pretty stable 60 FPS. Sometimes it drops into the 50s, but not too bad. And this feels good. So yeah, if you wanted to play Fortnite on your new ROG Ally, you're gonna have a good time on 1080p medium. And of course, you can always tinker with the settings a bit more, but these ones work pretty well. So, all right, if you have any questions, if you want me to try different settings, or if you want me to try a different game, let me know in the comment section below and I'll try to get to it. And thanks for watching. See you guys.